Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking to you about all my different projects that I have going on at the moment. And some are different patterns, some are just random bits and bobs that I've made. And yeah, I'm going to talk through them with you, where they're at, the yarn I've used, where the patterns are from, and all that jazz. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and let's dive on in. So as you can see here, I've got quite a few different bits and bobs on the go at the moment, and I am going to put everything down as quietly as I can. But what I'm going to do is just start from the oldest to the newest. So I love Demon Slayer. I don't know if there's many anime fans who watch my channel, but I have started this sort of Tanjiro inspired vest. What I did was actually just do 15 by 15 squares, and I'm in the process of stitching them all together, and I'm just adding some ribbing on the end. As you can see, I've got my needles hanging around and a million loose threads. And I really like this. I think it's quite unique, having just been made from the squares. It was sort of inspired by the granny square techniques in crochet. As you all know, I can't crochet, so this is my closest attempt I'm ever going to get. But yeah, I'm literally just working on doing some ribbing on the bottom, on the sleeves, and around the neckline, so it looks a bit tidier. This has been going on for a while, so when I knew there was a new season of Demon Slayer coming out, I started working on this. I have more squares than I know what to do with. I've got loads hiding in this cupboard, which has all my craft stuff in. But I use some yarn from Paintbox in this really chunky weight. I bought it in these two different colours because they were as close as I could get to Tanjiro's jacket. And yeah, I am really pleased that I've actually picked this up again and starting the process of finishing off, because it's probably only an hour's worth of work. But as you will see, I have quite a few projects on the go at the moment, so this one's taken a step on the back burner. So I have lots of Wool on the Gang bags for some reason. I seem to have collected them. And this one, just poking my head in, is actually a pattern from Wool on the Gang. And it's very crumpled. And it is a Lucky Star tank, and I have worked on this for a while. And I'm at a point where it's like so easy, but because I haven't been too well recently, it requires me to use my brain a little bit, and I'm not willing to do that. So as you can see, clearly got a thing for lime green at the moment. But this is it so far. It isn't worked in the round in the actual pattern, but me being lazy, didn't want to work two separate pieces, realised that probably would have been easier. So I've actually worked the body. These stitches on hold are the back piece. I have started working on one of the shoulders, as you can see, sort of like the strap here, but it is simply a v-neck vest. The needles I've used for this are pony ones, but I really like that they have this plastic, what's the right word, like the circular part of the needle is plastic, but I like it being clear. It's really like quite solid in comparison to some other needles I have. But yeah, these ones are good, and they've got sort of like a bend to them, so they're comfortable to hold too. But I used a different needle size, so I used 4mm needles. I think the pattern from memory, and I will actually just double check, is 6.5mm needles. However, I don't know if I'm just quite a small person, but I'm knitting the smallest size, and this seems like it will fit. So yeah, we will see how it goes. I have literally just accidentally pulled stitches off my stitch holder, so I'm just going to sadly try and squeeze those all back on. I don't know how I've managed that. This is probably why people just show bits of their finished work, so I'm going to have to just try and do this very quickly. Okay, great, they're back on there now. So I'm going to seal that up and hope that doesn't come undone, and this is going to go back in its bag. But yeah, this is a yarn that I've used, which is a Happy Shiny Cotton, and the weight of it is really nice. I love the colour too, but I really like it, and it's actually a really nice cotton. Like, it feels sturdy and that it's not going to fall apart, so I fully recommend this yarn. And we're putting you away so you don't cause any more problems. So that is another project that's been on the go for a while, and I do want to get it done, particularly before the weather turns a bit brighter and lighter, though it is June, and it is very, very grey outside today, so I think I've still got some time. Next project I'm going to show you is also in a Wool and the Gang bag. It's not a Wool and the Gang pattern, it is literally a Maxine pattern that I just made on the go. And it is a scarf, which I will put a clip here and a link at the top, but I have actually made a hat to match this. But obviously scarves take quite a while depending on how long you want them to be. And it's using exactly the same yarn as I have for the hat, which is a ball of the Friends Extra Fine Merino from Hobbii, and some random yarn I had a horrible amount of. A lot, which was from Wool and the Gang. I don't know if I've got any of the full skeins left. No, I don't. But it's sort of their Care Mohair, and it is so lovely and soft. And I don't know, I clearly am just like enjoying the bright colours at the moment. So I'm looking forward to the weather being really cold and dreary, so I have the motivation to carry on doing this. But this is my project for when I cannot be bothered and I just want to sit and knit and not think about it. It's just worked in double rib, and I'm really pleased with it so far, and it's so soft. This is just a really quick, I say quick project in that I don't have to think about when I do it, and it does come together quickly, but obviously I've still got quite a way to go until I have a full scarf. And I will put links down below of all the different yarns I've used, different patterns and everything, so if you do want to do them, you can do them yourself. Stumble on my words. So this one done, and that's the last one that is in a Wool and the Gang bag. However, this has somehow turned into a Wool and the Gang themed video. So I have this lovely wicker basket, which I've actually realised works really well in comparison to my yarn bag, which I will go and show you. So this is my yarn bag for when I'm on the go. This one was from John Lewis, and it is amazing because it has a million pockets and it's huge. As you can see, I've got a little sample piece of yarn, and yeah, this is really, really good for when I'm traveling about and I want to take yarn with me. However, when I'm at home, I do like actually just being able to have things accessible. So this lives on my coffee table, and currently I am working this pattern from Wool and the Gang, which is the Simone set, but I'm just making the cardigan, and again, clearly I just don't agree with the needle sizes that they've put for their patterns, but I am using different yarns. So the pattern says to use 5mm and 3.5mm, and I've actually used 3.25 for the ribbing. And this is the back piece of the cardigan so far, and I really like it. I think it looks great. It is a mixture of tiniest bit of white yarn I have left, which this is just an acrylic from Paintbox, which I got from Lovecrafts, and then I have two colours of the drop silk, sort of in this peachy colour, and it's lovely. I wish my hair was this colour because I don't know, there's just something about this that is so perfect. But the problem I did have with working this one up so far is that I was really stupid, and even though these are interchangeable needles, and I do actually have 3.25 interchangeable needles, I've managed to get one stuck on a different wire, and my brain just was like, use a different set of needles to do the ribbing. So I actually had to thread all my stitches onto a different set of needles, onto these ones. The only issue I have with these interchangeable needles is that sometimes they become, because they just twist off, they become really, really loose. And for me, that is a slight inconvenience, especially because I tend to work with multiple strands work together. But I'm really pleased with how this is coming together. It looks really pretty, and I think from the colour combination, it is maybe not the most me thing ever, even though I'm wearing pink today, but I think it works really well, and I want to get some really glitzy buttons, so it's really feminine and really girly. So this one, again, is kind of quite an easy one to work together, and I would actually recommend it for beginners. I think the only thing that maybe you would struggle with is doing the buttonholes, but I have a video on my channel which I'll link up above. But again, that's a really easy thing. If you know how to bind off, you should be able to create buttonholes. So I'm really looking forward to finishing this. This is kind of the current project I'm working on whereas everything else has kind of come to a halt. But I'm really enjoying this so far, and again, it's just so soft. I loved all of these like fuzzy yarns. That seems to be my thing, fuzzy yarns. So that's that one, and that's sort of my current project. And then I'm going to just talk about really quickly a couple of yarns I got from Knitting for Olive, and the 2 patterns that I am thinking about starting, but I think I need to at least finish something before I start something new, partially because I'm going to run out of space to put it. So I have got a couple of different yarns from Knitting for Olive. So I have this pure silk in olive, which I did start working on the pattern, which is the Yoko top. However, I think I needed to sort of hone my skills a little bit on my increases and my decreases, because it's making one right and making one purl, and it just was a bit messy for me in terms of my mental like concentration to be able to do that at the moment, just because I haven't been 100%. But I have gone away, and hence why there's loads of scrap pieces in my knitting bag, is I've gone away and I sort of practiced the techniques using my favourite book, so which is the Vogue Knitting, the Ultimate Knitting Book. I got this from John Lewis. You can get it online literally from everywhere, and as you can see, I've marked all the pages I need. But that one has been great for learning the skills. And yeah, so I'm making the Yoko top using the pure silk, and then I have a merino and a soft silk mohair, which I just love mohair, it seems to be my thing, to make the late summer pattern. So that's going to be my next one on my agenda. My camera is flashing at me because it's going to die, so I'm going to wrap things up. Let me know in the comments what you're working on at the moment, what your favourite project is that I'm working on at the moment, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!